Hello everyone and welcome to the next update here on Five Elms. You have to excuse me at the moment, I'm just getting over a bit of a cold thing, so I'm a bit croaky. Right, what have I been doing? Not much really. Got back into another hobby of mine, which is gaming on the Xbox One, so I've been spending a lot of time on Battlefield and all sorts of things. But I have been doing a little bit and I'm planning on starting to crack on now. So one thing that I did do was build one more of each of the canopies. A bit of feedback from people on the previous video, you know, said really a couple more would be nice, so it does look a bit more grand and impressive, and obviously that takes time with all the inner frame that I built, but that's all done. The other thing is these advertising stands, boards, hoardings, whatever you want to call. Got the images off of Google Images. You have to really search because there's only a few basic ones on there, but once you start searching you can find decent ones. Also got some down this end of the station. I've built this dapole walkway. Fits across the three stations, three platforms quite nicely. I've sprayed it the same colour as the red oxide just to give it a bit of uniform. Looks quite nice, I like it. So I think the next job that I'm going to do is airbrushing. So I will show you in a minute actually how far I can dismantle this layout, and you know, I like the way that I've built it to be dismantleable. So I'm going to take all of this apart and just leave the tracks with the ballasting. So I shall show you that. I've got this new acquisition which my wife brought me for our 18th wedding anniversary, so thank you Kaz for that. It's a Bachmann 37 weathered, which is a nice model. Got cab lights, which is my only train with cab lights, so that's pretty good. I showed you on my last video a sort of test area that I've done with ballasting, ready to test the airbrush, which I've done. This is only testing really, but I think it looks alright, and I'm happy with that. So that's what I'm going to go for, I think. Mixture of that. I found it fairly easy, to be honest with you. It's one of these daunting things where, you know, even the word airbrushing, but I chucked a bit of acrylic in, bit of sleepy grime, bit of roof dirt, and just put it in, built it up very gently, and there it was. It's acrylic, so there's a lot of cleaning to do on the brush, but you know, it looks alright to me. And if I can do all through the station like that, you know, I'll be more than happy. So I shall show you in a minute dismantled and what I'm left with to do the airbrushing. Then I'll show you the airbrushing. It's going to be done over the next week or so. I'm very busy at the moment. Might even be the next 2 weeks, but I've started the update now, so I shall carry on. Right, as scary as it looks, that is how far I can dismantle my layout. So I'll just show you around because it's quite a mess. So that's how that section's put together. Got this bit here, which was shown in a previous video, and then just the various pieces of foam all littered around, but it just shows that each bit can come off individually, and as I'm ready to model, don't have to do it on the layout, I can put it all in modular. So now it's airbrushing time. It's not a huge amount to do, and I'm really hoping that I can just take my time and do it, make a real good job of it. We'll see. I'll show you in a minute. Right, that's all the airbrushing done. On this side, put the we've got oil stains down the middle. Left the middle of the ballast quite sort of untouched, as if all the you know, the dust and the rain has made it on each side. So I'm quite pleased with that. Also done this one as well. There's a fan on in the background, it's very hot up here today. Got to clean all the track. But quite pleased with that. Well, I'm really pleased with it actually. For my first attempt, I'm really happy with it. So now all that's left to start putting it all back together now. But I'm sure, I know it can be done better, but it looks alright to me. I like it. Just for thoroughness, I've given the white another coat. There was a few scrapes, so I've been getting things in and out. I want it all perfect, because this section can all be put down now, almost for good. It's still going to be removable, but things will be fixed down just a little bit. So I'll show you as I go. While this section is down off the layout, back onto my workbench, just thought I'd take the opportunity to finish a bit of detailing. I've put some bushes all the way up there, as it would be. Also put some bushes on the other side as well, just to give it a sort of 3D effect. Your eyes will realise that there's something on the other side of the fence then. And also done it up there as well, just finished off up there. So I'm going to get this up onto the layout now. Right, starting to slowly put it back together now. I've put some lights up above this advertisement boardings, whatever they're called. I've got 4 down there. I only got them connected up to a Hornby controller at the moment, but even that just adds a nice bit of detail. I actually got them from Layouts for You. The N scale ones. There's 2 in there, so they're £3.50 for 2. And I've just put them at the back, but they do, trying to get it without the glare, they do look really nice. I was going to put 2 on each, but I don't think you need it really. It's just a subtle effect. And by the time you get the lights along the platform, it is going to be just that, just a subtle piece of detail. I've put the platforms back. Now I used to have, if you remember, the Tamiya masking tape just going along like that as a temporary measure. What I've done now is, I'll show you how I do it in a minute, but I've basically painted a line using Tamiya masking tape to mask off the area, but actually using paint and then scribing it with a pencil, and then putting a very thin layer of Tamiya masking tape and actually cutting it down. I think it looks quite good actually, so I'll show you that in a minute. But all the airbrushing's done, it all looks good. Well, I think it looks good. I've got bits of filling to do where I use the silver foil method on one of my previous videos, so I can take the platforms in and out, and when they're down fully then I can fill that. Away you go. Right, okay, what else have I done up here? Can't remember if I showed you or not, but all this is done now. I did some weathering on that the girder bridge, so that looks quite nice. I think it looks nice. It's not just looks nice with the weathering on there. Right, so I'm going to carry on putting it all back together. I'll show you in a minute how I did that platform edging and the colours that I used. And I shall keep going. I'm up here for a few hours today. I've got a bit of tidying up to do. Get back into it really. I haven't actually done much to this layout this year when I look back on my videos, but it's not a problem. It's meant to be a hobby, so it's not a job. If I don't feel like coming up here, I literally don't come up here. Like I said at the start, I've got other hobbies. I've got my Xbox and stuff, and work and family of course, and if all that dictates that comes first, and that's what happens. The layout takes a back seat, but when I do get into it, I enjoy it, and that's what I like about it. So let's carry on. Right, so I'll just quickly show you what I did to achieve the platform edging. I'm using Tamiya masking tape obviously to give me a line and to cover up the white capping on the edge. I'm going to use Humbrol Enamel Matte 103 is the colour I'm using. So I've got that masked up both sides. I'll show you in a second. Right, so I've gone to the next stage, which is taking the masking tape off and then just using this little bit of metal for a spacer, just drawing in the pencil mark. Okay, close up it might, come on focus, it might not pass total scrutiny, but as a general effect I think it looks quite good. It looks like individual sort of yellow slabs. So I'll finish this and I'll show you the next stage. So the next step is to put some more Tamiya masking tape, obviously leaving a bit of a gap there, all the way along. And all I do is get a sharp blade and then just cut it really. And there you have the platform edge. As I say, close up it might not look, you know, brilliant, but as a general overall effect I think it's really good, and it costs next to nothing. And I think it just finishes off the platforms. If you remember, I've come up with the idea, but I did the idea of putting the matchsticks on there, with the plastic card underneath, and I think for a bit of plywood it actually looks like a platform, so I'm pleased with it. So I'll get it up on this is the last platform to do, so I'll get it up on the layout and show you what it looks like all together in between the tracks. So there you have the platforms back in. So it's nice to see it starting to get back together now. I think these platform edges definitely look the part, so I'm pleased I've done that. So I suppose what I'll do now is start putting the canopies back, and just carry on really. I shall keep you updated. But it's looking nice. I'm really pleased with it actually. I really like the layout, which I think is important to like your own work. As silly as it sounds, you know, you end up being critical of your own work, but I think I like it. It's alright, it looks good. So I should carry on. I don't know what I'm going to do here with regards to the station building. I like the Metcalf one, it fits in nice. I'll probably just keep that, I don't know. But there's plenty of scope. I may even leave this bit and just carry on down the layout and move back when I'm ready. But I'm pleased with the airbrushing, pleased with it all. So I'll carry on, as I say, I'll keep you updated. And what's next? Right, the next thing that I need to sort out is these pillars. Now, because I've got the canopies going the opposite way, it's hard to describe, but it makes it, especially where they meet in the middle, this is one of the shorter sections that goes there, that's why it looks a bit wonky, but it ends up with two pillars in the middle. It doesn't look right, and they also need straightening up as well. So I'm coming up with an idea. I've got this sort of T-piece plastic, so I'm coming up with an idea there, so I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, it's been bugging me for a little while what to do with the pillars, especially as I had I've got them sit at an angle like that, so you've got one pillar that side, one pillar that side. It just doesn't look right. So keep you updated. This is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going to see if the idea works first. But I do like these canopies, and I like the framework that I did on the inside. I think that was worth the time doing. So I want to make sure that it all looks good sitting in the station. Hopefully this will give you a better idea. Ignore the pillars on this one, but what I'm going to do is use this T section to actually sit the canopies on with just one line of nicely lined up pillars. I've used Pritt stick to stick the pillars to the platform, so they can always be taken off, but at least they're steady, because trying to obviously fit 7 canopies on a loose pillar, it's going to go all over the place. So I've put a little bit of Pritt stick on, and what the idea behind it is the fact that I can just lift the tops of the tops of the canopy straight off for cleaning the track, any derailments, and get perfect positioning and nice straight pillars. So that's the idea there. So hopefully I can carry on with that. Duplicate it on the other side. Leave these pillars stuck to the platforms all the time, and leave the tops of the canopies loose. So that's the idea. See if I can pull it off. Right, that's where I've got to so far. All 3 sort of bases are in position. I've tried putting the canopies on now, but it's not dry, so it all feels a bit weak. So I'm going to let the Pritt stick dry on the base. See what happens. But at least now I can take the canopies off whenever I need them, and to add lighting in the future. But it'll sort the pillar situation. You know, they're as they should be, you know, rather than all over the place. So yeah, let's see what it looks like with the canopies on once it's dry. Right, the idea with the black plastic never really worked. It was too fragile, too rigid, there was no movement in it, and I was having trouble adjusting it. So before I took it down and went back to the scratch board, the drawing board, shall I say, I got some balsa wood, the same balsa wood that I used on the underneath of the canopies. Just put it on top, almost represents the same colour as the pillars, and it all looks good, and it all sits on there lovely. I'll show you in a minute when it's all back on. Looks a bit weird obviously now sitting like that, but when the canopy's on there you don't see it. It looks pretty good. So I'll just put the canopies on now and show you that. So I've put a little bit of stock in the station, now it's all together. It looks nicer with a bit more stock in there. There's the canopies all sitting on top. Now again, I remember saying I don't know what's going to happen with the station area. I don't know what I'm going to do here. This is all for a later date, but for now, the three platforms and the weathering and all the rest of it is all done. But that's definitely going to give some good running shots, especially with all the metal work in there. I'm really proud of that, really, to be honest with you. I think it looks good if you compare it to what they look like out of the box. But yeah, I think I'm going to upload it now, although I suppose to summarise, all I've done in this update is put the advertisement boards up, put the lighting up, do all the airbrushing and sort the canopies out. But it does mean now, I don't know if you can see it, but at any one time I can pull the canopy out, clean the track and put it all back now, which is what I wanted. Don't know why, but I've got a thing about everything being removable. Just show you down this end. So I like that the bridge as well. I like the way it matches the canopy. I might even move it up a little bit. Put the staircase starting underneath the actual canopy. But for now, I think that will do. And all up here is all done. It's all starting to look like a model railway now. So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but as usual I should keep you updated. And thanks for watching, I'll speak to you soon.